Today, Passport Planet is embarking a journey to check out some of the world's best Christmas markets in Germany and in France. But first, we're getting there by traveling with Icelandair in business class, which they call it Saga Premium. But is Saga Premium worth all the extra money? In this video, we're going to break down the amenities, the quality of the seat, the service, and the comfort, and actually to see if it's worth all the extra money. And also in this video, I'm going to do two different seat reviews, with the first one being my flight over to Europe from New York, and also coming back from Europe to New York. There were two different seats, and you'll see why I thought one was better than the other. So take a load off, grab a beverage of your choice, because I think at the end of this video, you will have a clear picture and understanding if you want to spend the extra money on Iceland's business class. And we are boarding their Boeing 737 MAX, which can hold up to 144 economy class seats with a 3-3 layout. Their business class, aka Saga Premium, had a 2-2 configuration with a total of 16 seats. And on my way over to Frankfurt, I had a quick stop, a layover in Reykjavík, Iceland. And so for the next 5.5 hour journey, my home was located at 3C. And normally I'm okay with an aisle seat, so I'm not interrupting the aisle passenger from getting in and out because I have a weak bladder. But you're going to see why in this trip over that I wished I had a window seat on this trip. And you're probably wondering why I'm sitting in 3A, which is the window seat. When I initially booked, I thought at first my seat was 3A, but when my neighbor showed up, she kindly reminded me and told me that she was actually in 3A, and I was in her seat. And of course, I looked at my ticket and it said 3C. So the first thing you'll notice that on Icelandair Saga Premium is that they're not full lay flat bed seats, which I knew before booking and that was okay, but I'm curious to see how comfortable they actually are. So each of these 16 business class seats have a 40-inch pitch, they have a 20.5-inch width, and they have a 5-inch recline compared to economy that has 3 inches of recline, a 17-inch width, and a 31-inch pitch. So when you compare the two, there's not that much of a difference. I mean, there's really only 2 inches of recline difference between the business class and economy. So keep that in mind if you're booking and might be a little confused of which class to book. And once we got settled in, I enjoyed a nice bourbon with my neighbor who was on her way to Prague to see her boyfriend. So my initial impressions are this. The Saga Premium class is equivalent to, I believe, U.S. domestic flights traveling first class, although I believe here the quality of seats and the food are way better than the ones I've seen in first class domestically. And upon inspecting the pillow, it was very plush and very comfortable, especially on a nighttime flight. The blanket was equally as soft, and it was thick enough to provide warmth in the event that the cabin got cold. And one of the nice final touches is that my seat was provided me with some nice Iceland purified glacier water. And shortly after our first drink, we were all handed out headphones and a quality assurance seal that they were clean, decontaminated from the previous passenger. I will say these headphones were very comfortable. They had a Bose style feel to them with a very soft touch faux leather that surrounded my ears that was really a nice perfect fit. And the infotainment system was very easy to use. It was basic, no over-the-top crazy thrills to it. The movie selection was just okay, to be honest. There wasn't many new releases and the selection was quite limited. But for a 5-hour flight, there was a lot of movies on there that they had that I didn't mind rewatching that I've already seen. And of course, they had a dedicated section just for Icelandic-based movies as well. And on the menu, when you first open up the first page, you had a really interesting amenity kit that was made to personalize each Saga class member. They say it's to reduce waste, and they offer bespoke on-demand kits, and you could select a handful of items that were on the menu, ranging from lip balm to hand cream, toothbrush, toothpaste, earplugs, eye shades, etc. I can go on. And just so you know, I was not asked what kind of amenity kit I wanted, so it's something you have to ask for personally, but that was at least on my flight. And the wine list was normal of what you would see and expect on any kind of premium economy or business class with a nice variety of selection. But what really starts to set apart the economy to this Saga business class is the food amenities. And to give you perspective, I flew round trip to Frankfurt, where there was a layover in Reykjavík on each leg. So technically I took 4 different aircrafts. And some of the menus were a little bit different, but this menu was really amazing. And here you can see you had your option for the main course of a roasted beef salad with caramelized figs, or you could get a duck leg with mushroom risotto, and to top it off for your dessert, you had a really nice creme brulee, which happens to be my absolute favorite and my go-to anytime I'm at a restaurant. And on the beverage side, you had a standard list of beer and spirits, but what was nice is that they had a lot of Icelandic beer from the island, ranging from holiday specials, as you can see here, and other craft beers that are authentic to their country. And of course, it wouldn't be complete if I didn't check out the bathroom, but I can tell you firsthand that it is no different than economy. For me, who is about 220 pounds and about 6 foot, it was extremely tight. But like most planes, it's normal. But I was hoping for the Saga Premier class, it would have a slightly larger bathroom, but it is what it is. I didn't use it that much during my 5-hour journey anyway. But the absolute best part of this journey was all of a sudden, my neighbor that had the window seat nudged my elbow, and all of a sudden the northern lights were dancing at 38,000 feet. And I've seen them in New York, I've seen them in Sweden and Finland, but seeing them this high up, it was the experience of a lifetime. So when I took these pictures on my iPhone, I checked the location of where it was taken, and it was pinpointed right above Greenland, which was about 2 hours south of Iceland. And when that excitement was over, I was served with a delicious roast beef salad with those caramelized figs, and my main course was that duck leg with mushroom risotto, and it was extremely tasty. And part of what you're paying for when you book any kind of business class ticket is the food and obviously the amenities and the seat quality and the comfort. But when you talk food, the presentation is also key. And I think Icelandair nailed it on the head here of how everything looked absolutely perfect. And we landed in Keflavik Airport and right outside of Reykjavík around 6:30 in the morning. I headed right to the business class lounge to grab some food and a little bit of coffee before my next flight was boarding to Frankfurt. Now, fast forwarding on my return journey home from Frankfurt, I thought it was really cool just to show some singing German police at the Frankfurt airport, spreading some holiday cheer a week before Christmas time. As I sat at the restaurant having an espresso and some breakfast, wondering why in the heck I was denied getting into the business class lounge here at Frankfurt Airport, it was beyond me. The gentleman at the front desk was very nice, but he told me that Icelandair's Saga Premium did not have access to their lounge, and that Icelandair stopped doing this at Frankfurt Airport for about 5 months. So be very mindful if you're expecting to go on business class and you plan on going to eat and drink, be mindful that you won't have access to it. So for whatever reason, I don't know. You'll have to ask Iceland and find out hopefully if they were going to continue that service again. So the reason why I wanted to do this kind of unorthodox video and do 2 separate business class seat reviews, because in my mind, I think they're totally different. And obviously this seat right here, which is 1E, is the very, very first seat of the plane. And I had a window view and I had an extra bonus of having extra legroom. And the other bonus was I didn't have anyone next to me, so I had the whole row to myself. And for the very first time, I was the first person exiting the plane, which really came in handy because I almost missed my connecting flight from Keflavik to JFK. And really the only major perk of sitting in the very front row was obviously getting off the plane first, having that extra legroom, and not worrying about somebody reclining in their seat in front of you and invading your space. And they gave you the same water. It was really the same exact thing. The space, the size of the seat, everything was identical. And of course, the other major difference sitting up front is that you had your table trays that came in from your armrest as well, that were very easy to take in and out. And if you remember on the first flight, the pillow was exactly the same, but what was different on this flight was that the blankets were slightly different. The blanket on my first flight was wrapped up. It was a little bit thicker. This one was obviously not wrapped up and was a little bit lighter. And don't ask me why, because I really don't know. The only reason or thought I could think behind it is that this plane is a little bit newer, but the seats seemed a little bit more plusher. The headrests that came in and out to give your head some support if you wanted to fall asleep seemed really squishy and comfortable as well. And some of the other questions that people have asked me is, since you're a little bit farther away from the screen, how was it? Was it hard to see? Was there a glare? Yes, there was a glare. You had to shut your window screen. But other than that, it wasn't harder to see at all. It actually, they made it a little bit bigger because you have a little bit more of a distance in front of you. And whoever is the lucky recipient of sitting in this very front row, I'll give you a really good tip that I didn't even realize. All of a sudden, randomly, I had a mouse moving around my TV screen, and little did I know that my left leg was rubbing up against the touchscreen cursor that was tucked away on my armrest right here. And once I knew how to use it and operate it, it was very intuitive, it was very easy, and it was a huge help that I didn't have to lean in every time to look for a movie and to search and touchscreen. So having that cursor there was very nice. And before you know it, they were loading up the last bit of luggage on the belly of our plane, and we were about to take off and head to Iceland before I had my quick layover to head back to New York. And we took off, and I thought it was really cool to take a picture of downtown Frankfurt, which was right here, and it was a beautiful day, which there was actually sun for the first time in a while in Germany. And having this being a different flight on the way back from Europe into Iceland, the menu was pretty much the same. I know that the Icelandair prides themselves. They have a new gin menu, which I thought was pretty cool. I'm not a gin drinker at all. I can't stand gin, but it was pretty cool to see the different types of gin and Icelandic gin that they have on the menu that you have for service. And so as I wind down this review, I want to thank you all who's taken their time out to watch this. But the biggest question is spending all this money on a business class, or I should say Icelandair's business class version, which is their Saga Premium, worth it? They do not have full lie-down seats, but they offer great food, service, and access to all the business class lounges. And so to put things in perspective, a round-trip ticket, business class, aka Saga Premium, with a layover on each way back and forth, was $1,600. So that's 4 flights, and you have access to business class lounges on each leg that you go back and forth from, minus the Frankfurt airport, because remember, for whatever reason, they don't offer Saga Premium members to access their lounge at that terminal. And then I did the math for what it was, same exact journey, everything of economy. It was $780, and if you think of it, it's a little over double the price. And you don't get all those amenities, but you do get Wi-Fi, which I forgot to mention. So the $1 million question is it worth it? To me personally, it was not. Although I love food and I love great service, I really want to be comfortable in a seat, and knowing that the seats recline only 2 inches more in their premium economy, and the width of the seat was only a couple inches, it was very negligible. So for me, I would save that $800 and go somewhere nice, do some more tours. But again, that's just me. It was only an 8-hour flight, so it's not the end of the world. To me, I would take that extra money, sit in economy, and just relax. But again, this is just my opinion. I'm not made of money, but I can tell you that flying in their Saga Class Premium was a fantastic experience. The lounge at Reykjavík Airport was also truly amazing and beautiful, and I cannot wait to do a review on that as well. And hats off to Icelandair Air, their staff and crew, for giving me such a memorable experience on my way over to Europe to visit the Christmas markets. Everything is done correctly, and I can't say enough about this airline. And one of my favorite quotes I heard on TV was, "Don't tell me how educated you are. Tell me how much you have traveled." Thank you for watching, and this is Passport Plan, and I'll see you soon.